Good morning, boys. Myself, Mrs. Gupta. I'm going to take your chemistry online class. Online classes is a different way of teaching and learning, but I assure you, you will enjoy. Already, syllabus is uploaded. First 3 chapters are coming in your UT1. So, I'm going to start with first chapter, that is matter. Matter is a very important term as you have already studied in class 6 and 7th. Matter is defined as anything that occupies space and has mass. Matter in any state is composed of small particles like atoms, molecules or ions. So, how to distinguish between atoms and molecules? What is the basic difference between atoms or molecules? An atom is the smallest particle of an element which can take part in a reaction and is considered as the basic unit of matter. Very important point, an atom is considered as the basic unit of matter. For example, oxygen atom, it is denoted by O. Hydrogen atom, it is denoted by H. Cl atom, it is denoted by Cl, like this. Molecules. A molecule is the smallest particle of a substance that can normally exist separately and retain characteristics of the substances. For example, O2 molecule. O2 molecule is formed by the combination of two atoms, means what? O plus O gives out O2. Cl2 molecule, it is made by two combination of atom Cl plus Cl, it gives out Cl2. H plus H, H is an atom. When two hydrogen atoms combine together, they form H2 molecule. Now, ions. An ion is any atom or group of atoms which has a resultant charge due to, charge means what? Either positive or negative, and this charge is due to basically loss of electron or gaining of electron. Loss of electron means positive charge or gaining of electron means negative charge. For example, O2 minus means what? After losing 2 electron or after gaining 2 electron. O2 minus, minus charge. That means after gaining 2 electron, the charge will become 2 minus. Cl minus means what? After gaining 1 electron. H plus means what? After losing 1 electron, charge is plus 1. So, O is an atom, O2 is molecule and O2 minus is an ion. Like this, Cl atom, Cl2 is molecule and Cl minus 1 is an ion. So, you know the difference between atoms, molecules and ions. Now, what are the characteristics of matter? You know that volume, mass, weight and perceiving of matter, these are the few characteristics of matter. But how will you define it? So, matter occupies space which is called volume. Matter occupies space which is called its volume. The quantity of matter represents its mass. The quantity of matter represents its mass. The gravitational pull on matter represents its weight. The matter can be perceived by touch, sight or smell. So, these are the following characteristics of matter. Number 1, volume. Second one, weight. Third, mass. And fourth is perceiving of matter. All living plants and animals are the example of matter. Non-living like air, water, etc. all are the examples of matter. So, how many topics we have studied? Number 1, definition of matter. Second one is composition of matter. And the third one is what are the characteristics of matter. Now fourth topic we are going to start, that is states of matter. You know that how many states of matter? Solid, liquid and gas. And in your syllabus you have to study comparative study of solid, liquid and gases. Before starting this, first you should know the kinetic molecular theory of matter. What are the main postulates of kinetic molecular theory of matter? For this, three important terms for you. Number one, interparticle space. Second one, interparticle attraction. And third one is energy possessed by the particles of matter. Again I repeat, number one, interparticle space. Second one, interparticle attraction. And the third one is kinetic energy possessed by the particles. So, matter in any state, whether it is solid, liquid or gas, is composed of small particles, namely atoms, molecules or ions. So, what is interparticle space? The distance between the two particles, the distance between two atoms, or you can say the distance present between the two particles is called interparticle space. The particles are arranged in a way such that they have space existing between them. It is called intermolecular space. Second one, interparticle attraction. A force of attraction between the particles or the force of attraction between the atom is called interparticle attraction. All particles attract each other with a force which is maximum if the force is maximum if the particles are close to each other. If the particles are close to each other, that means a force of attraction is maximum. And force of attraction is minimum if the particles are at a distance from each other. Alright? And the third point is energy possessed by the particles of matter. Since particles are in continuous motion, they possess energy called kinetic energy. Application of heat increases kinetic energy of particles which then move randomly. Now, 3 points. Number one, interparticle distance. Second one, interparticle attraction. And third one is energy possessed by the particles. Now we start with the comparative study of solid, liquid and gases based on these main postulates of kinetic theory of matter. Number one, interparticle space. What is interparticle space now? The distance present between the particle is interparticle space. So, solid, the distance is minimum. In solids, the interparticle space is minimum. In liquids, it is more than solid. And in gases, the distance between the particle is maximum. I will show you. Just see here. Solid, these are the two particles and the distance between two particles is minimum here. Just see liquid, the distance between two particles is more than solid, and the third one maximum in case of gases. Now the intermolecular space is minimum in solid. That's why the particles are closely packed in solid. Particles are closely packed in solid. In liquid, particles less compact, and third one, particles least compact. If the question will come like this, why particles in solid are closely packed? The answer is because the distance between the particle or the intermolecular space is minimum. Movement of atoms in solid, because the interparticle space is minimum, they move about their own positions. In liquid, in continuous motion, and in gases, in any random motion. So comparative study of solid, liquid and gases. Point number 1, this is interparticle space. Interparticle space is minimum in solid, more than solids in liquid, and maximum in gases. Therefore, the arrangement of atoms or molecules is closely packed, or particles are closely packed in solid, particles less compact in liquids, and least compact in gases. Movement of atom in solid, they move about their own position. In liquid, in continuous motion, and in gases, in any random direction. Alright. Now second point. First point, interparticle space. You can differentiate solid, liquid and gas. Now second is interparticle attraction between atoms. So what is interparticle attraction? A force of attraction between the particles or between the atom is called interparticle attraction, and you know that this force of attraction is maximum if the particles are close to each other. If the particles are close to each other. So in solid, the intermolecular space or interparticle space is minimum. That's why interparticle attraction, या force of attraction between the atoms is very, very strong. Therefore, solids are highly rigid and cannot be compressed. Alright. If suppose the question will come, why solids are rigid or solids cannot be compressed, so what is the answer? The answer is interparticle space is minimum in solid. That's why the force of attraction between the atoms is very strong. That's why solids are highly rigid and cannot be compressed. Now in liquid, interparticle attraction is less strong as compared to solid. That's why liquids are therefore less rigid as compared to solid and slightly compressible. And come to gases, the interparticle attraction is very, very weak. A force of attraction between the particle is very weak. That's why gases are therefore least rigid and highly compressible. So the property of solids, solids are therefore highly rigid, cannot be compressed. Liquids are less rigid and slightly compressible, and gases are least rigid and highly compressible. Liquids are slightly compressible and gases are highly compressible. Solids have definite volume and definite shape. Definite volume and definite shape. Gases have no definite volume, no definite shape, but liquids have definite volume and no definite shape. Solids, the particles do not diffuse with other solid particles. In liquids, may diffuse with other liquid particles, and gases rapidly diffuse with other gas particles. So, two main property. Number one, according to the kinetic theory of matter, intermolecular space or interparticle space. According to this, solid particles closely packed, liquid particles less compact, and gases particles least compact. Movement of atoms in solid, the movement they move about their own position. In liquids, in continuous motion, and in gases in any random direction. Second property is interparticle attraction between atoms. So it is very strong in solid, less strong in liquid, and very weak in gases. So solids are therefore, number one, highly rigid, cannot be compressed, have a definite volume, have a definite shape, and have infinite free surfaces, and do not diffuse with other solid particles. Liquids are therefore less rigid as compared to solid, slightly compressible, have a definite volume, no definite shape, free surfaces, one upper free surface only, and may diffuse with other liquid particle, may diffuse. Alright. Now, gases are therefore least rigid, highly compressible, no definite volume, no definite shape, no free surface, and gases rapidly diffuse with other gas particles. Now, third property is energy possessed by particles. So, kinetic energy of molecules in solid is least because they move about their own position. Kinetic energy of molecules in liquids is large because they move in continuous motion, and the kinetic energy of molecules is very large because they move in any random direction. So this is about the comparative study of solids, liquids, and gases based on three characteristics. Number one, interparticle space. Second one, interparticle attraction, and third one is kinetic energy. Now, next topic is the three states of matter. On the basis of kinetic theory only, matter exists in three states. You know that it is solid, liquid, and gas. So matter may change from one state to another on change in temperature and pressure. Matter may change from one state to another state on change in temperature and pressure. So what are the conditions? Changing in temperature or pressure, matter may change from one state to another state, and this is called change of state of matter. This is called change of state of matter. What is interconversion of matter? Interconversion of matter, change of matter from one state to another state and back to its original state. This change is brought about by change in temperature and pressure. So one example is given here. We are taking one example, that is ice or water. Ice is in the form of solid. So conversion of solid into liquid, conversion of solid into liquid on heating. that is ice to water. Conversion of solid into a liquid on heating, that is ice to water, it is called melting. The conversion of ice to liquid, the conversion of ice to water on heating, it is called melting. Now, conversion of liquid into vapor. Conversion of liquid into vapor, it is called, on heating, it is called what? Vaporization. It is called vaporization. And on heating, that means temperature is required. Just see here. This is ice. On heating, ice changes to water. Conversion of solid into liquid on heating, the term is melting. Now, conversion of liquid into vapor. Conversion of liquid into vapor on heating, the term is vaporization. Now, again, conversion of vapor into water. Conversion of vapor into water, this is called condensation. Conversion of water vapor into water, this is called condensation. Conversion of liquid into a solid, this is called solidification or freezing. These are the important terms. Question will come like this. Define the term condensation. Define the term solidification. Define the term vaporization, melting, like this. So, melting means what? Conversion of a solid into liquid on heating. Now, conversion of liquid into vapor on heating, vaporization. Now, just reverse. Conversion of vapor into a liquid, it is called condensation. And conversion of water or liquid into a solid, it is called what? Solidification or freezing. Now, one important term for you, this is called sublimation. What is sublimation? Sublimation means, you know, the solid to liquid, liquid to gas, gas to liquid and liquid to solid. But if solid will directly change into the gas or gas will directly change into a solid, then conversion of solid directly into a gaseous state. Listen carefully, boys. Conversion of solid directly into gaseous state on cooling. Conversion of solid directly into gaseous state and on cooling directly back to solid state without changing into liquid state. Again I repeat, conversion of solid directly into gaseous state and on cooling directly back to solid state without changing into liquid state. This process is called sublimation. For example, some substances are there. Number 1, naphthalene, camphor. Naphthalene, camphor, these are the substances, that means when you heat it, it directly, naphthalene is a solid white color balls, when you heat it, it will directly change into a gaseous state without changing into liquid state. Second example is camphor. So, interconversion of matter involves what? Change of state of matter to another state. Change of state of matter from one state to another state. Listen carefully. Change of state of matter. You know state of matter, solid, liquid and gas. So, change of state of matter from one state to another state and back to its original state This is called interconversion of state of matter, and this change is brought about by change in temperature and pressure. For example, number 1, the terms are melting, when solid convert to liquid on heating. When conversion of solid into a liquid on heating, it is called melting. Conversion of liquid into vapor on heating. Conversion of liquid into vapor on heating, it is called vaporization. To solid to liquid, liquid to gas. Solid to liquid term is melting on heating. Liquid to gas on heating term is vaporization. Now just reverse. Gas to liquid. Conversion of gas into a liquid. This term is called condensation. Now liquid to solid. Conversion of liquid into a solid. The term is what? Solidification or freezing. Solid to liquid, liquid to gas. Now reverse, gas to liquid, liquid to solid. Now if solid will change, or a conversion of solid directly into a gaseous state. Conversion of a solid directly into a gaseous state, and on cooling directly back to solid state without changing into liquid state. This process is called what? Sublimation. For example, naphthalene and camphor. So how many topics today we covered? That is, number 1, definition of matter. You know the definition of matter, very simple for you. Second one, composition of matter. Composition of matter, you know that it is made by atom, molecules and ions, with definition, with example. Now next point, what are the characteristics of matter? You know the characteristic of matter. Number 1, excuse me. Characteristics of matter, number 1, volume. Second one, weight. Third one, mass. And fourth one is perceiving of matter. Now fourth point is kinetic theory of matter. Main postulates of kinetic theory of matter. Number 1, interparticle space, that is the distance between the two particles. Second one, interparticle attraction या interparticle force. The force of attraction between the particle is called interparticle attraction. And the third one is kinetic energy possessed by the elements. Based on these 3 points, we studied comparative study of solid, liquid and gases. So first point, interparticle space. In solid, it is minimum, more than solids. In liquid, and maximum in gases. That's why in solids particles are closely packed, in liquids particles less compact and in gases particles least compact. Second point, interparticle attraction. It is very strong in solid, less strong in liquid and very weak in gases. That's why solids are highly rigid, cannot be compressed, have a definite volume, definite shape and infinite free surfaces. In liquids are less rigid, slightly compressible, definite volume, no definite shape and one upper free surface. Gases, least rigid, highly compressible, no definite volume, no definite shape and no free surface. And the last point, kinetic energy, least in solid, large in liquids and very large in gases. And the last topic, that is interconversion of state of matter. How to convert solid to liquid, liquid to gas, gas to liquid, liquid to solid and finally solid to gas. Solid to gas is sublimation. Alright. Solid into liquid, melting. Liquid into vapor, vaporization. Vapor into liquid, condensation. Liquid into solid, solidification. And solid directly into gaseous state is sublimation. Alright. So this is about your first chapter, half chapter, that is related with matter. And I have given one assignment. some questions based on this topic. After read the chapter, please write the answers. I have given already one assignment. Now I will post another video very soon. Till then, stay home, stay safe and take care of yourself. Goodbye, boys.